Hi students, today's class I am going to introduce the new chapter, that is system of particles and rotational motion. Okay, so this is the chapter number 7. So in this chapter we have the topics center of mass. So I am going to discuss center of mass and torque concept, torque and couple, moment of inertia, law of conservation of angular momentum, and rotatory, pure rolling motion. These are the topics we have under the heading of system of particles and rotational motion. Okay. So the first I will take this center of mass. So under that first topic is center of mass. COM. Okay, center of mass. So what is the center of mass? Center of mass for a system of particles. Suppose you know that a body consists of many bodies, many particles. You know that a rigid body composed with many particles. Together we can call it as a rigid body or a body. Okay. So it consists of many particles because it is composed with many particles, or a system of particles constitutes a rigid body. Okay. So first we are going to study this system of particles. Okay, a group of particles. To understand this, let us consider this example. Okay, let us consider a wheel, cycle wheel, bicycle, wheel of a bicycle. So what is the wheel of a bicycle? It is composed with many parts. The wheel consists of a rim. This is a rim. This part is called a rim, and it is provided with the spokes, isn't it? These are called spokes, and this is axis or axle. So the center, it constitutes wheel of the bicycle. So it consists of many parts. All the parts we can call it as wheel of the wheel all together. So this system, this rigid body consists of many particles like spokes, rim, axle, all together we can call it as bicycle motion. If you want to study the motion of this wheel, motion of the spokes, motion of the rim, it is complicated. Suppose if you want to study the motion of this wheel, so a point on the wheel, so its motion on a point on the wheel is a complex. It will be like this. If you want to study motion of a particle on the rim, this is a point on the rim. If you want to study this motion of the point when the wheel is moving on a road, if you want to study the motion of this point which is on the periphery of the rim, if you see, it is a complex. It takes the cycloid path. It is a complex path. So to make it from complex to simple, this center of mass concept is introduced. So why this? It is a we are assumed that this entire mass of the wheel is supposed to be concentrated at a point. That point we can call it as center of mass. So how we can define center of mass? It is a point where the entire mass is supposed to be concentrated at its center, not its center. Suppose entire mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated at a point. The entire mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated at a point. The motion of that point represents motion of the whole body. Okay, motion of the whole body. If external force acts at that body at that point, so this is only one example. If external force acts at that point, the body undergoes pure translatory motion. That point is called center of mass. That point is called center of mass, COM. Okay, so that point is called center of mass. That is COM. Okay, thus we can define center of mass. So what is the center of mass? The entire mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated at a point. The motion of that point represents the motion of the whole body, and the external force acts at that point. Body undergoes pure translatory motion. Then that point is called center of mass. Why it is introduced? This concept of center of mass is introduced. The concept of center of mass is introduced to make motion simple. From complex. So from complex motion to simple motion, as I explained earlier, the point on a rim of a wheel is a complex one. It is a cycloid. But the wheel, in case of wheel, the center of mass lies at its axle. So if you assume the center of mass at center of the wheel, that is lies at the center of the wheel, which is a simple straight line. That is, it is a translatory motion. Thus, to make the complex to simple, this is concept of center of mass is introduced. Okay, thus we can define center of mass. Now, how do you look at this center of mass from this? Okay, how we can look at this center of mass? So we are discussing center of mass, COM. How to locate this center of mass? How to locate center of mass? Center of mass. Okay. So this is center of mass for a system of particles. If it is, we are assumed that the center of mass for a system of particles. How do you locate for center of mass? For system of particles. For system of particles. System of particles. Okay. System of particles. Let us consider a system of particles. I consider two particle system. So first I consider two particle system. Two particles system. First I consider. Then I go for n number of particles. Okay. So two particles system. You consider there are two particles in a system. Suppose there are two particles whose position vectors are r1 and r2. This is the m1 and this m2. So the second particle will lies here, m2. So its position vector is r1 bar, its position vector is r2 bar. Okay. So let us assume this is the origin. So this is x-axis. In our coordinate system, this is y-axis. I assumed that there are two particles m1 and m2 whose masses are m1 and m2. Now its position vector is r1, its position vector, that means its coordinates are x1, y1, z1, or its coordinates are x2, y2, z2. Okay, these are the coordinates of these particles. Now you want to locate this center of mass of these two particles, where it is with respect to this origin. Okay. So I assumed that this one is the origin. So you join these two lines, join these two. So center of mass lies on the line joining this m1 and m2. Okay. So it lies at some point. Where it lies, the center of mass lies on the line joining m1 and m2. Its position vector is, let it be, r bar. Okay. So the center of mass, the mass moments of the center of mass. So the center of mass of this system, we can write it as this r bar. We can write it as m1 r bar. The position vector for two particle system, the position of center of mass, consider two particles of masses, consider two particles of masses m1 and m2. So whose coordinates are m1 x1, y1, z1, and m2 lies x2, y2, z2. So its position vectors are having position vectors r1 bar and r2 bar. R1 bar and r2 bar, having position vectors r1 bar and r2 bar. Then the center of mass COM, then COM is RCM. We can represent it as m1 r1 bar plus m2 r2 bar by m1 plus m2. So thus we can define this. This is the position of center of mass of the system. So RCM bar we can define as m1 r1 bar plus m2 r2 bar plus m1 m2. Okay. If So for n particles we have, for n particles the center of mass is RCM is equal to m1 r1 bar plus m2 r2 bar plus m3 r3 bar and so on, divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3 and so on. So thus we can look at the center of mass RCM. So this can be written as summation of mass mr I mi ri, where I is equal to 1 to n, divided by sigma mi, sigma m suffix I, where I is equal to 1 to n. So this we can write it as, this is the position of center of mass for n particle system. This is for 2 particles. First I explained for 2 particles and then I extended for n particles. So where it will lies? On the line joining m1 and m2, the center of mass lies. So here this r bar is the position of the center of mass with respect to this coordinate system, that is our reference point is origin. Okay. Now for 2 particles, if they lie in a straight line, okay, this is in vector form, where r1 bar is, we can write it as, where, what is r1 bar? R1 bar we can write it as x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. What is r2 bar? Can you say? Similarly, r2 bar is equal to, its position vector is, its coordinates are x2 y2 z2. So we can write it as in terms of vector x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap. Thus we can represent this okay, r1 bar and r2 bar. Then RCM, what is RCM? Position vector of center of mass. So what is RCM? I will write here. So RCM we can write it as, RCM we can write it as XCM I cap plus YCM j cap, YCM j cap plus ZCM j cap, k cap. Thus also we can write it as, where XCM is where XCM is m1 x1 plus m2 x2 by m1 plus m2 for 2 particles. Okay. Similarly for YCM is equal to, similarly m1 y1 plus m2 y2 by m1 plus m2. Okay. Similarly, if you want ZCM is equal to m1 z1 plus m2 z2 by m1 plus m2. So if you want to extend this for many number of particles, how we can write it as, this is for 2 particle system. For many particles, for n particle system, the center of mass is, for n particles, XCM is equal to m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus m3 x3 and so on by m1 plus m2 plus m3 and so on, like this. This can also be written as sigma mi xi, where I is equal to 1 to n, divided by sigma m, okay, mi. So we have to summation, the sigma m is total mass, we can write it as 1 by m into sigma m. That means if you add the masses of the individual particles of all the particles of the system, you will get a total mass, that is capital M, where M is mass of the body. Sigma mi xi 1 to n. Okay. Similarly, ycm and zcm, we can write it as m1 y1 plus m2 y2 and so on by m1 plus m2. Okay. This similarly we can write it as sigma m1 y1 mi yi, where I is equal to 1 to n by sigma m, that is 1 by m into sigma mi yi, where I is equal to 1 to n. This is total m. Similarly, we can write it as zcm. Okay. Similarly, we can write it as zcm, that is m1 z1 plus m2 z2 plus and so on by m1 plus m2, that is sigma mi zi, where I is equal to 1 to n by sigma m. Sigma m is total mass. Sigma mi zi, where I is equal to 1 to m. So thus we can locate the position of center of mass. Okay. Let us take one example to understand this. Okay. Suppose three particles are located at, suppose three particles, example, suppose three particles of masses 10 kg, 20, 10, 20, 30 kgs are placed at the vertices of equilateral triangle. Are placed at the vertices of equilateral triangle. Then find the position of center of mass. Position of center of mass. So this is one example. Then find position of center of mass. This equilateral triangle of side 1 meter. I assumed that side 1 meter. So you know that equilateral triangle has all sides are equal, isn't it? So this is equilateral triangle of 1 meter. Okay. Suppose this 10 kg is placed at here, 20 kg is placed, 30 kg will be placed here at the vertices of an equilateral triangle. Find the center of mass. Okay. So to locate center of mass, you assume origin at these are the, you can assume origin. So I am assuming origin here at 10 kg mass. So 10 kg mass is placed at origin. I assumed like this. So I assumed that this is a x-axis and this is a y-axis. Okay. So this is 1 meter. This is 1 meter. Then what are its coordinates? Then this will becomes half meter. This will becomes 1 half. This will becomes root 3 by 2. This one, this coordinate, by applying Pythagoras theorem. Okay. So you will get this side is root 3 by 2 meters. Now you write the coordinates. Its coordinates is 0, 0, 10 kg mass. Its coordinates is, since it lies on the x-axis, 1, 0. Since it lies on a plane, xy plane, its coordinates is, x coordinate is half. I think you know the geometry on a graph paper, x-axis, y-axis, and how to represent the coordinates. Okay. Origin 0, 0, this is x0, this is x1, y1. That is x coordinate is half meter and y coordinate is root 3 by 2. Okay, root 3 by 2. So that is from Pythagoras theorem. Square root of 1 square minus 1 by 4. 4 minus 1 root 3 by 4. That is root 3 by 2. Okay. Now solution. I want to look at the position of center of mass for these three particle system. So suppose if it is 10 kg, so you take solution. M1 is having the mass 10 kg. So its coordinates are x1, y1 or x1, y1 are 0, 0. Its coordinates M2, its mass is 20 kg. Its coordinates are x2, y2. That is 1, 0, 1, 0. Its coordinates M3. Its mass is M3, 30 kgs, and its coordinates are x3, y3. Okay, that is half and root 3 by 2. Okay. Now I want to look at the center of mass of these three particles. So how do you look at? By using this formula M1 XCM, XCM is equal to, here you have to notice one point. What is that? If particles lies in a plane, center of mass has two coordinates. Center of mass. If particles lies in a plane, center of mass has two coordinates, that is XCM and YCM. What is XCM? M1 x1 plus M2 x2 by M1 plus M2. This is for two particle system, center of mass. So what is x1, y1? M1 is 10, x1 is 0, 0 into 0 plus M2 20. What is x2? 1, 20 into 1 by 10 plus 20, that is 30. M1 plus M2 plus M3. So there are three particles. So M3 x3 by M1 plus M2 plus M3. Since there are three particles here. Okay. So M1 x1 10 into 0 plus 20 into 1 plus 30 into half by 10 plus 20 plus 30. That is, so where it is, that is how much? This is 0, 20 plus 15, 20 plus 15, 35 by 30 plus 30, 60. So fifth table gone. This is, you will get 5 sevens, 5 12s meters. That is x coordinate. So what is y coordinate? M1 y1 plus M2 y2 plus M3 y3 by M1 plus M2 plus M3. Okay. So what is M1? 10 into y1, 0 plus M2 20 into y1. What is y2? 0 plus M3 30 into root 3 by 2 by 60. 10 plus 20 plus 30, 60 total mass. So this is 0, 0. This is 15 root 3. 15 root 3 by 60. So this is 15 force. So that is root 3 by 4 meters. So this is the position of center of mass. So finally the XCM and YCM, where it is to look at the center of mass, where it is C. So this is a three particle system. For these three particles, where is the center of mass? XCM is 7 by 12. So it is 7 by 12 meters, 7 by 12 and root 3 by 4. So x coordinate, this is the XCM, this is YCM. So here center of mass lies here. Center of mass. What is its coordinates? XCM and YCM. So what is XCM and YCM? Is 7 by 12 and root 3 by 4 meters. Okay. So here at this point the center of mass lies. Okay. Where it will lies? X coordinate is 7 by 12 and Y coordinate is root 3 by 4. Okay. Thus we can locate the center of mass for a system of particles. Clear? Suppose these particles lies at a we can assume like this. We can solve the many problems by using this. Suppose the particles lies at the square, corners of a square. So this one, suppose 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. Suppose the 4 particles M1, M2, M3, M4. Suppose you want to look at the center of mass of this. So you assume the coordinate system here. Okay. So this is X coordinate and Y coordinate. So X coordinates are 0, 0, its coordinates are 1, 0 and its coordinates are 0, 1 because it is lies on the Y axis and it lies 1, 1. Okay. These are the coordinates. By knowing the masses and the coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3 and x4, y4 like this. So we can calculate the center of mass of these 4 particles. How we can calculate? M1 x1 plus M2 x2 plus M3 x3 plus M4 x4 by M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4. You will get XCM. Similarly, you will get YCM. Clear? M1 y1 plus M2 y2 plus M3 y3 plus M4 y4 by M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 and so on like this. So we can calculate the center of mass for a system of particles by using this formulas. Okay. Now to locate this center of mass for 2 particles. Suppose the 2 particles lies in a straight line. So for 2 particles, if particles lies in a straight line, so here you have to notice particles lies in a straight line, then center of mass has dash coordinates. Answer 1, that is XCM. Okay, XCM only. What is XCM? Center of mass. XCM only. So here you have to notice, if all the particles lies in a straight line, then the center of mass has only one coordinate, that is XCM only. See, suppose the particles lies M1, M2, M3 and M4 and so on. All these particles lies in a straight line. Then the center of mass of all these particles lies on the line joining this line anywhere. So it has only one coordinate. Okay. If particles lies in a plane, plane, I think you know the straight line and plane, then COM, center of mass, has dash coordinates, 2 coordinates. Center of mass has 2 coordinates. What are they? XCM and YCM. XCM and YCM only. So if particles lies in a plane, it has 2 coordinates only. Like as I give the 2 examples. triangle and a square. Okay. If particles lies in a space, as you know that in a coordinate system, then center of mass, then COM has dash coordinates. How many coordinates? 3 coordinates. So the center of mass has 3 coordinates. 3. What are they? XCM, YCM and ZCM. Okay? ZCM. So these are the 3 coordinates of center of mass. Okay? Center of mass. Okay. If particles lies in a plane, center of mass has 3 coordinates. Okay, clear this one? Now, the center of mass, suppose there are 2 particles lies in a straight line. Now see, for 2 particle system, for 2 particles, once again, 2 particle system, suppose there are 2 particles, this is the origin M1, M2. So they lie in a straight line. So they lie on x axis. I assumed that. So this is x2. Okay? It has coordinates 1, x1 and x2, their coordinates. Then the center of mass of these lines lies somewhere on the line joining these M1 and M2, which is at a distance XCM, okay, from origin. So this is a position of center of mass, XCM, okay, XCM will lies here. So this distance, so this is the position of COM. What is this? This is the position of COM, where it is on the line joining M1 and M2. Okay. Now, what is XCM? If XCM is equal to, then XCM is equal to, what is XCM? M1 x1 plus M2 x2 by M1 plus M2. Okay. Suppose the origin, suppose XCM lies at origin. Suppose XCM is 0. That means I assumed this distance as origin. Then what you will get? So if XCM is 0, that means origin lies at a center of mass. Then 0 is equal to M1 x1 plus M2 x2 is equal to 0. Okay. So M1 x1 is equal to minus M2 x2. Okay. So here, suppose this is the origin, then this distance we can call it as this distance, it will becomes x1. Suppose I will write here. So I take origin is here. So I take M1 here, M2 here. Okay. M2 here. So M1, so if this is the origin, then this will becomes x1 minus x1. This will becomes x2. Okay, these coordinates. So I shift the center origin to the center of mass. At center of mass, this is COM. I shifted here. Then this will becomes minus x1 and this will becomes x2. So M1 x1 is equal to minus M2 x2. So I take this one as the distance. It's a position vector minus r1. This I take it as distance r2. Okay. This one is x1 and this distance is x2. This distance I take it as r1. This distance I take it as r2. Okay. Position vectors. So, or I can write it as M1 r1 is equal to minus m2 r2. That is we can write it as this product of mass into distance, we can call it as mass moment. So the summation of mass moments about center of mass is 0. We can write it as m1 r1, or we can write it as m is inversely proportional to r. That is, m is inversely proportional to r. That is, the center of mass lies nearer to heavier mass. That is, or we can write it as r inversely proportional to m. So this is very important equation. What is this? R is the position of center of mass from the mass, position of center of mass, or distance of center of mass, distance of center of mass. So from distance of center of mass is inversely proportional to distance of center of mass is inversely proportional to mass. Okay, that means if it is heavier one, the mass distance will be less. If m is more, distance will be less. If m is lighter, distance will be more. That means if these two are equal, m1 is equal to m2, then the center of mass lies at its origin, that is at its center. Okay, suppose here masses are equal, I take m1 is equal to m2. So if m1 is equal to m2, what happens? x1 plus x2 by 2. When this will get, when m1 is equal to m2. So this is called weighted mean. That means they will lie at its center. Okay, you take average of these two, x1 plus x2 by 2, you will get at center of these two. If masses are equal, the center of mass lies at its center. Okay, if masses are equal. If masses are not equal, then the center of mass lies nearer to heavier mass. Then center of mass, if masses are not equal, center of mass for two particles. So I will make a sentence here. So what is that? If center of mass lies nearer to heavier mass. Center of mass lies nearer to heavier mass. Heavier mass. Okay. So this is the important point. So center of mass lies nearer to heavier mass. Suppose there are two particles m1 and m2. If masses are different, see, one is a bigger mass and other is a smaller mass. Okay, the center of mass lies nearer to heavier one, m1, m2. Okay, m1 and m2. m1 is very much greater than m2. So center of mass, so COM lies where? On the line joining their centers, no doubt. Center of mass lies nearer. So nearer to heavier mass. Heavier mass. Which is heavier mass? Which is a heavier mass? This one. M1 is a heavier mass. M2 is a lighter mass. Okay. So M1 is very much greater than M2. For example, if you take Earth Moon system, take this Earth Moon system. So in this example, Earth is very much heavier than Moon by 81 times. Mass of the Earth is 81 times mass of the Moon. Okay. So which is, Earth is heavier than Moon. Moon is a lighter particle. See, in this example, where is the center of mass of the Earth Moon system? It lies on the line joining their centers and nearer to heavier mass. It lies on the Earth. For this example, for Earth Moon system, center of mass lies on the Earth because it is heavier on the Earth. Okay, and it is independent of coordinate system. Okay, here one more point is center of mass. So very important point. Center of mass is independent of coordinate system. Independent of coordinate system. So center of mass is independent of coordinate system. That means it does not depend upon where we are choosing the origin. Origin we can choose, that is depending upon our wish, our convenient. Okay, the center of mass from here, if it is, say for example, here the two masses M1 and M2. M1 and M2, their center of mass, their distance of center of mass from M1 is R1, from M2 is R2. Then we have M1 R1 is equal to M2 R2. Actually here minus. So mod M1 R1 is equal to M2 R2. Okay. So here MR is called mass moment. MR is called mass moment. So it is a physical quantity. How we can define mass moment? It is also a vector quantity. The mass of the particle, suppose this is a mass of the particle, its position vector is r. Its position vector is r. Then the m into r is called mass moment. So it is a vector quantity. So here the summation of mass, this O is a fixed point or reference point. Reference, that is fixed point, that is center of mass. That reference point is center of mass. So the distance of the particle from center of mass is mr, that we can call it as mass moments. So m1 r1 is mass moment of the first particle, m2 r2 is mass moment of the second particle, and the center of mass, the mass moments of center of mass is here center of mass we can define in another way. So the summation of all mass moments, about center of mass is dash, answer 0. The summation of all mass moments about center of mass is 0. That means suppose there are 3 particles m1, m2, m3 and m4. Their mass moments, see, their distances about center of mass m1 r1, m2 r2, m3 r3, this is r3, this is r4. So about the center of mass, the summation of all mass moments about the center of mass is 0. That is m1 r1 plus m2 r2 plus m3 r3 plus m4 r4 should be 0. Okay, that is the meaning. So summation of mass moments of all the particles, summation of mass moments of some moment of all the particles of system of particles, system of summation of mass moment of system of particles for system of particles for a system of particles about center of mass is zero. Okay, thus we can generalize. Okay, this is for two particle system. Okay, so the center of mass lies nearer to heavier mass. For example, there is a HCl molecule. HCl molecule. So what is the center of mass of this? They are separated by distance r. Okay, let it be m1. This is m2. Okay, here m2 is greater than chlorine mass. Chlorine mass of chlorine is very much greater than mass of hydrogen. Okay, so this hydrogen is a lighter molecule and chlorine is a heavier molecule. So center of mass of this HCl molecule lies nearer to chlorine. So it is at a distance r1, this is at a distance r2. Okay, so what is the center of mass? So here r is equal to, we have r1 plus r2. Okay, this is the first equation, and m1 r1 is equal to m2 r2. So we have this second equation. Okay, so what is the position of center of mass? So it is RCM. So distance of center of mass from m1, r1 is equal to, so about RCM. Okay, r is equal to r1 plus r2. What is m1 r1 plus is equal to m2 r2. Okay, so I will take m1 r1 instead of m1 r1 is equal to m2. What is r2? Instead of r2 I am writing r minus r1. Okay, instead of r2 I am writing r minus r1. So I will get m2r minus m2 r1. So this is m1 r1. So you bring this one, you will get take r1 as common. Then you will get m2 by m1 plus m2 of r. So similarly r2 is equal to m1 by m1 plus m2 of r. Okay, you remember these two as formulas. What is r1? Distance of center of mass. What is r1? Distance of center of mass. Distance of center of mass from m1. What is r2? Distance of center of mass from m2. Okay, so it satisfied, both equations satisfied this equation, that is m1 r1 is equal to m2 r2. Okay, so the center of mass of this chlorine molecule lies nearer to chlorine molecule. So we can calculate center of mass of the chlorine molecule by using this formulas. Okay, so if it is independent of origin system, suppose you can assume origin here or here, center of mass will be here only. It won't change the position of center of mass. The center of mass depends on, so what we can conclude? So from these expressions we can conclude that So center of mass depends on number 1, mass of the particles, number 2, mass of the particles or system of particles, masses of system of particles, number 2, mass distribution, that is shape of the body. So even though mass is same, if shape of the body changes, then this center of mass will changes. Okay. So on these three factors, center of mass depends. So center of mass depends on number 1, mass of the system of particles. So m1, m2, m3 and like this. It depends upon masses of the particles and the distribution. What is the meaning of mass distribution? Where it is. That means its position. What is its distribution means? Its position. If position of the particle changes, then center of mass will changes. Position of the particles will changes, then the center of mass will change. Suppose there are 3 particles here, m1, m2, m1, m2. Suppose center of mass lies here at xcm for these particles. Okay. So what is xcm? m1 x1 plus m2 x2 by m1 plus m2. Suppose this mass is m1 is shifted like this. So it shifted to delta x1 from initial position. It is shifted to delta x2. Now these are the new positions, delta x2. Then what is the shift in center of mass? As position changes, the center of mass will changes. So shift in center of mass xcm is equal to m1 delta x1 plus m2 delta x2 by m1 plus m2. What is delta x1? Delta x1 is shift in m1. If m1 shift in m2. What is delta x2? Shift in m2. What is delta xcm? Shift in center of mass. So if position of the particles changes, then center of mass will changes. It depends upon mass distribution and the shape of mass distribution. Suppose if xcm it doesn't change, if xcm, if shift in center of mass is 0, if shift in center of mass is 0, that means no shift. No shift. 0 means no shift. Okay. Shift in center of mass is 0, no shift. Okay. Suppose no shift means xcm 0, delta xcm 0. If delta xcm 0 means what is this one becomes 0, then m1 delta x1 should be equal to minus m2 delta x2. Okay, that means if m1 shifted towards left, then m2 shift towards right. That is, they shift in opposite directions. If they shift like this in the proportionate ratio, then the center of mass it won't change. If this equation is satisfied, m1 delta x1 is equal to m2 delta x2, then the center of mass will remains at the same place. Suppose the m1 shifted in this direction, then m2 also shift in this direction. If this satisfies this equation, then the center of mass it won't be changed. That is called mass distribution. And the shape of the body, if shape of the body changes, center of mass position will changes. Okay, clear? You take this.